I was told there were some elixirs here. I need some elixirs. Anybody? I heard there were some elixirs here, and I gotta eat them. Oh! There are elixirs. 2 more! It's a lot of elixirs. How many elixirs are coming out this year? Place your bets now. Technically, it's not fair if you place your bets now because we've already had so many come out. So, I mean, how many more new elixirs will come out? That's the question. Should have asked that before the beginning of the year and taken bets, because I bet all of you would have bet under how many have come out already. I forgot to introduce myself though. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. It's time for another This Week in Fragrance, where I'm going to be talking to you guys about some upcoming fragrance releases that we have to look forward to. What is on the docket today? Well, some big ones. We've got a new Paco Rabanne million fragrance, because they're not 1 million now, I guess. Also some more information on a new Club de Nuit Intense that we talked about a little bit before in a different video, but didn't have a whole bunch of information at that point. We got more now. Also a new Paul Gaultier, a new Azzaro Wanted, and also a new Fragrance One release from Jeremy Fragrance. And no, it's not Most Masculine, it's a different one. And this one is not over 550 bucks. So it's a little more affordable. Gosh. Most of this information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today comes courtesy of ifragranceofficial.com. I have a link in the description to their website. Feel free to check it out if you want more information on upcoming releases. So you can go, scope it out, see what's coming up, be filled in, What do we start with today? Well, let's go ahead and start with the Rabanne. Let's start with that one. So this is a new fragrance in their million line, and it is called Million Gold Elixir. I swear, Paco Rabanne, sometimes it's like they're trolling, because they went, you know what, man, this whole Paco Rabanne brand name thing, that's a little too complex, a little complicated. Let's just drop the Paco. Let's just be Rabanne. So that's what they did, and then on any of their new fragrance releases, you'll see they're just Rabanne instead of Paco Rabanne. And then last year, they came out with Million Gold. And at the time that was first announced, the bottles that they were sharing online looked like this. And at the time, I was like, wait a sec. So they're taking 1 million, which is one of the most well-known fragrance lines ever. They're dropping the 1, and then they're gonna put just essentially a 0 there. So Million Gold becomes 0 million gold. And then when they actually released it, they had slapped a 1 in the middle of the 0. So then it's like, I guess 1 million gold, but everywhere that they actually advertised it, they wrote it as Million Gold. It's like they can't quite figure out what they want to do. And then somebody there was like, bros, I got it. Okay, you know where we got the little 0? Okay, they're not gonna be able to call it 0 million, because what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that 1 out of here. We're gonna put like a little gem in there. Million Gold Elixir. But now it's a gem, it's not a 0, so.
Wow, I'm so smart.
So there it is. There's the new bottle, Million Gold Elixir. And here is the write-up from the brand. Keep shining on with Million Gold Elixir, the new fragrance from Rabanne, an unapologetically mesmerizing masculine fragrance that draws its inspiration from niche perfumery, utilizing the key ingredient of pure licorice vanilla. Not licorice, licorice, like liquor. Like you're getting hammered. They also say, vibrant mandarin blends seamlessly with the warm intensity of sandalwood. Because I don't know about you guys, but nothing screams niche perfumery to me like a 3-note note breakdown of mandarin orange, vanilla, and sandalwood. Now, if you compare that to the note breakdown of Million Gold, it's quite similar. That one had sandalwood, also mandarin orange, but instead of vanilla, it had spices and cedar. So another very simple note breakdown. And actually, I could see this one being much more of an appealing fragrance to more people than Million Gold was, because a lot of people didn't really go for Million Gold. And that one for me, like when I first tried it out, I actually liked it. It was pretty good, warm, sweet, maybe not like the craziest thing ever, but it smelled pleasant. And then my wife was like, that smells like body odor, that fragrance. And I thought she was crazy. I was like, no way, it doesn't smell like body odor. It smells like, oh my God, it does smell like body odor. And when that realization hit me that I could also pick up that kind of BO smell from Million Gold, it ruined it for me. And so I could see taking like the spicy aspects of Million Gold and kind of moving those to the side a little bit and getting in some boozy vanilla, which is really trendy right now. A ton of fragrances have a lot of vanilla in it, and reworking it to make it just more of a mass appealing scent. And if I had to guess, that's probably what's going on here with Million Gold Elixir, even though they do keep it really simple with the note breakdown. I guess the main thing though is whether or not this being inspired by niche perfumery actually means anything or not. Because that could just be lip service, and yeah, it could be higher quality, which most Elixir fragrances are, but is it really gonna be boundary pushing, you know, trying to be super different, or you breaking the mold when you give us a note breakdown that's orange, vanilla, and sandalwood? I don't know. But there we go, Million Gold Elixir, coming soon. Before we hop to the next fragrance, guys, here are some codes you can use to save money across different websites. Be aware, Max Aroma is removing the 20% off code, so only the 10% off code going forward, and the JOMASHOP codes only work within the app. But if you shop at any of those stores, use those codes to save yourself a little money. On to the next fragrance. Next up, let's talk about the new Fragrance One fragrance. This one is called Club for Men. So Jeremy Fragrance obviously a little bit busy getting some new fragrances released underneath his Fragrance One brand, because for a long while there really hadn't been much new that had come out for years. And then here recently, just over the past like month or so, Most Masculine was announced, which that one goes for $5.59, kind of eye-watering as far as the price goes. But typically Fragrance One fragrances do have like discounts all the time, it seems like, so I would imagine that one's gonna get marked down. I don't know how much it'll be marked down, but that's what I'm assuming. This new one, Club for Men, is retailing at $2.99. So that's gonna make it more expensive than Office for Men, more expensive than Date for Men, but less expensive than Black Tie and Most Masculine. It's right there in the middle. Let's check out the write-up on this one. Introducing Club, the ultimate fragrance for those who own the night. A bold and captivating scent designed to make a statement. Club is the perfect companion for those who thrive in the spotlight. Club is more than just a fragrance, it's an experience. Wait a second. Let's get some like club action going over here. I spare no expense. Look at these special effects. With its sophisticated blend, this scent can be worn alone or combined with others like Date and Office to enhance your scent collection. This fragrance is a must-have for the discerning connoisseur, turning every encounter into a moment of undeniable power. It should have been all caps. I feel like where it says undeniable power should have been all caps. The best club fragrance for men. Then it says dominant notes, benzoin, jasmine, and more. So, okay. You thought 3 note breakdowns were a little bit simplified. No, buddy. We got 2 now. Which I'm assuming maybe, you know, as time goes, there's gonna be more added as far as notes and everything. This did just pop up onto the website. Okay, no more clubbing, no more. So while we don't know any more notes than those 2 right there, and can't really draw much of a conclusion from those 2 notes, what we do know is that the best club fragrance for men of all time is about to be dropped on all of our heads. Ultramall, no. Eros, 1 million, no. Club, yeah boy. And don't worry, you can finance it for $26.99 per month with Shop Pay. So, that's great. It is an extrait to Parfum though. It says it right there on that website, right there. I see it. I sees it with my own eyes. That means it's worth it, baby. I am interested to see how Most Masculine and Club for Men smell, but I'm gonna have to wait for these to hit a discount. I feel like, you know, one of those bundle packages, something like that. That way I feel less bad about myself for making the purchase. But honestly, it could be good. Black Tie, I really like Black Tie. That's my favorite one from Fragrance One. I think that one slaps. I mean, you could make an argument about the pricing and everything like that, but just as far as the smell goes, I think it's really nice. So shout out Jeremy Fragrance doing his thing with Fragrance One, and hopefully a lot of people are able to scoop these up for a price that they feel good about and that they enjoy the fragrances. Let's talk next about the new Paul Gaultier. This is Scandal Intense. Now, this is one that I had mentioned in a previous video as a rumored release. There were talks about this one. I got like pictures of the packaging, but not the bottle itself. And I let you guys know in a previous video, hey, it looks like there's gonna be a new Scandal coming out here really soon, and now it is announced officially. The bottle itself looks like basically Scandal and Trussardi Riflesso had a baby. Like, that's exactly what this looks like. And for those of you out there who own Trussardi Riflesso, you're like, oh yeah, that is exactly what it looks like. And Scandal is a line that I absolutely adore, and each fragrance kept getting better. Like the original Scandal, or the first one that came out from it anyway, very nice. And then the Parfum edition, a little bit better. And then Absolute, the best for me, but all three are great. All three are really good. Let's see what they say about this one. Discover Scandal Pour Homme Intense, Paul Gaultier's latest Scandal flanker for men. An aromatic, woody, and leather fragrance with a revitalizing burst of clary sage. The heart includes dry vetiver for an earthy edge, while the base nestles upon leather for a powerful masculine dimension. So the note breakdown there, clary sage, vetiver, leather, yes, another 3-note note breakdown, yes, yes, yes. And I know that Scandal Absolute works for more people because it's the sweetest of the three that are out so far. A lot of people really enjoy sweet fragrances, and that one being kind of like warm, sweet, sexy, cozy. A lot of people have gravitated towards that one, and they sometimes don't go as much for the Parfum or the original. I mean, those fragrances, don't get me wrong, have a lot of people that love them, that wear them, but Absolute gets talked about a lot more, and I think it is because it has a little bit more of that sweet aspect to it. And the original Scandal does have sweetness. It's got tonka, it has caramel, also has clary, sage, and vetiver, so it has that in common with the intense version here. It's just not quite as sweet. The original Pour Homme and the Parfum edition both are like a little bit more aromatic, so they can compete with fragrances like Stronger With You or The Most Wanted in the sense that you would wear them at the same times. And they have some sweetness, those original two, just not as much as those other lines. And they have a little bit of an aromatic edge to them, those two fragrances, which helps set them apart a little bit. This one, looking at that note breakdown, would appear to be the least sweet of the whole lineup, because Scandal Pour Homme, like I said, has caramel, has tonka, has mandarin orange in there. And while the Parfum edition is maybe a little bit more grown up compared to Scandal Pour Homme, that one also has a good amount of tonka as well. And it does have a little bit of that caramel vibe to it also. The Parfum has kind of a vanilla feel also. We'll have to see how Scandal Intense hits, but if this is like the most grown up, the most mature, the least sweet of the lineup, then that would make sense to put it out there because it's doing something a little bit different. And with how much I love the line, I'm really, really, really looking forward to this one a lot. And I'm hopeful that it gives us, like I said, enough of something different to make it worthwhile without going too far to where it becomes less wearable. Because at the end of the day, the Scandal fragrance line for men has pretty good versatility for cooler weather. They're good compliment pullers, they're confidence boosters, they're easy to wear. And so I would want this one to follow in that path, you know, for it to still be very usable. But I wouldn't mind me some vetiver in there that, you know, sets it apart a little bit. All right, next let's talk about the Club de Nuit Intense, and then we will wrap up with the new Azzaro Wanted. So this one is Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait. There is also a Club de Nuit Intense Man Absolute, which is right now only available at the Dubai duty free. Hopefully those matriculate to discounters as time goes on, but I think this one is gonna be available first. So you'll be able to find this one a little bit quicker, and it is the Extrait version of Club de Nuit Intense Man, so we know what time it is, right? But we'll still read about it. Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait is a rich, mesmerizing blend. Is that the second mesmerizing fragrance so far today? I think it might be. Is it? Yeah, I think so. It begins with the radiant burst of bergamot and lemon, while the fruity elements of pineapple, apple, and blackcurrant add sweetness and allure. The heart intensifies with an elegant duo of rose and jasmine, heightened by the smokiness of birch. The blend settles upon the woodsy elegance of patchouli, ambergris, vanilla, and musk. So, kind of goes without saying, right? But it's Aventus. And I think it's also pretty much the same note breakdown as Club de Nuit Intense Man, just in general, like the original Club de Nuit Intense Man. And there are many Club de Nuit Intense Man fragrances at this point. There's the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, the Pure Parfum, the Limited Edition, the UAE National Day. There's this new Extrait. There's the Absolute that is in Dubai right now. They have body sprays. They have perfumed oils. I think they have like body wash, shampoo, they got everything. Now my expectation here is that this one is gonna be more expensive, obviously. It's an Extrait, probably the most expensive one when it first hits at discounters. So I would expect it to be more costly than the Pure Parfum, more costly than the limited edition. I would also expect this to be the strongest one yet, because again, it's an Extrait, and Club de Nuit Intense is known for having pretty good performance. So the question is, like, how much is too much to an extent, right? Like if you get this in, you do 5 sprays or something and you literally, it can't breathe anymore. You pass out or your head explodes like you're in Scanners, for the few people out there who've seen Scanners. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go ahead and, not safe for work, go ahead and Google Scanners head GIF. That's all you need. You're good. That happening when you spray on too much Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait, maybe that's too far. Maybe it's not far enough. They just said we can do this. They never stopped to ask themselves, should we do this? They were like, ah, heck with it, baby. If they die, they die. So yeah, the expectation is it's gonna be pretty strong, but then also it needs to be, I feel like, smoother, right? Like if they come out with an Extrait that somehow smells infinitely more powerful than just the Eau de Toilette ever did, but it's not smoother, especially in the opening, than the Eau de Toilette, then you're gonna be in for a bad time when you first spray that on. Either way, I am looking to get this one ASAP as soon as it pops up, and then I'll be able to do a side-by-side and see how it is different from the other Club de Nuit Intense fragrances, and see if it is the creme de la creme of CDNIM. All right, last one. This is the new Azzaro. It is Forever Wanted Elixir. See, they wanted to switch it up a little bit. Azzaro was like, hey, we could do Wanted Elixir or the Most Wanted Elixir. We're not like that. We're gonna be rebels. We're gonna change the whole game. We're gonna put a word before the fragrance name, and then put Elixir on the end. Forever Wanted Elixir. Bottle looks pretty cool, actually. It's all golded out, all gilded, which is the look nowadays. A lot of Elixir fragrances going for that gold bottle to let you know, hey man, this is the good stuff, or this is the expensive stuff. Either way, 6,500. And when I first saw a picture of this one, this is another one that I talked about in a rumors video. The only picture available online actually had the bottle looking pretty similar to just regular old Wanted, but as you can see, it's obviously quite different. Here we go. This is the write-up from the brand. Get ready for the new thrilling release from the popular designer brand. Sounds like written by AI, or not even AI. That's kind of bad. That's a bad sentence. It's not a great way to get started, guys. Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir is the ultimate expression of sensuality, an extremely concentrated blend that offers a distinct olfactory experience. Well, that's good. Extremely concentrated. Everybody always expects that from their elixirs, right? The new composition hypnotizes with a luscious, flirty burst of raspberry extract, which provides a playful and sweet character. Guys, we've gone from being mesmerized to now hypnotized. System of a Down style. Cardamom stings with its spiced trail, while Leather Accord offers opulence and a refined masculine touch. Yeah, I'm assuming this was just translated because it sounds kind of rough around the edges. The iconic signature flacon of the Azzaro Wanted line was elevated to feature a revolver's barrel lacquered in glistening gold to reflect the intense masculinity of the blend. Because glistening gold is intensely masculine, I guess. So yeah, note breakdown wise, again, 3. Raspberry off the top, cardamom in the mid, leather in the base. Now this is intriguing. When it comes to raspberry in men's fragrances, specifically fragrances made and advertised towards men, so we're talking like designer men's fragrances, there are very few major releases that have ever had raspberry. Off the top of my head, Individuel from Mont Blanc and Fuel for Life by Diesel. As far as like big releases, that's pretty much it. And then of course there's Tuscan Leather has raspberry. Uh-oh, there's raspberry and leather in here. Oh. I would imagine it doesn't smell like Tuscan Leather. Like that would be wonked. I don't imagine that's what's gonna be. I'm like fairly certain that would be That would be weird.
Hey guys, you know what we could do? Just make the Tom Ford Tuscan leather again.
I don't think so. I'm wishing this into existence that that's not even remotely the case. But yeah, back to raspberry. It's an interesting note because it can be overdosed with sugar. Like it can be crazy sweet. And there are some raspberry notes and fragrances that I've smelled that are a little like syrupy, you know, leaning toward almost cough syrupy. But then at the same time, at least this is something different, right? Like I said, there are not many men's fragrances out there that are like, yo, raspberry. This is the main thing that we're building off of, at least in the opening. And that has me extremely intrigued to see, can they pull it off? Do they pull it off? And if they do, are they giving us something new here? Like a new kind of vibe? And that's what I'm hoping is the case. I do love me some cardamom, and depending on how leather is used, it can be extremely sexy, compliment pulling, very inviting. It's a note that used correctly can be fantastic. So of all the fragrances, I think this is the one that has me, based off of the wimpy note breakdown, the 3 notes, has me the most interested, has my ears up. And it is an elixir. At the end of the day, it is the first wanted elixir. And to me, it just feels like this is either gonna be one of the ones that comes out this year where you're like, oh, that is one of the best. That right there, that's one of the tops. Like you can tell right away. Or I feel like it's gonna be one where you smell it and you go, oh my God, it's a dumpster fire. I guess technically it could fall somewhere in between, but it feels like one of those ones that's one way or the other. There we go, guys. New fragrances, new Scandal, new Million Elixir, new Wanted Elixir, new Club de Nuit Extrait, and new Fragrance One Club. Let me know which of these has your interest piqued the most. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.